Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our Hawaii Bowl game preview between the Fresno State Bulldogs and the SMU Mustangs. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with Fresno State.
When you look at Fresno State in this ball game, you have to be impressed with their tailback, Robbie Rouse. This guy has done a great job transitioning from an I formation rushing attack to a zone rushing attack, and he's done a great job, over 1,200 yards. I think they're going to have to pound away at this SMU defense. I think that's where they can have some success in running the football. Now, as far as throwing the football, we know Derek Carr has had an outstanding season, finding Devontae Adams throughout the course of the ball game. That's their leading receiver, but keep an eye on Isaiah Burst. I think this guy will be the X factor in this ball game. We know SMU, with their talented secondary, can pick off passes, so they're going to shift their coverage toward Adams and force Burst to beat them. And I think he has the speed and the athleticism to make it happen deep down the field. Defensively, I think the game will have to be won with the front seven of Fresno State. We know SMU can run the heck out of the football with Zach Line. You want to force the Mustangs to beat you through the air. And so look for guys like Andy Jennings, the defensive end, Nico Mata, the outstanding linebacker, to force the issue with the running game, winning on first down defensively and putting SMU in backed up situations, because we know on the back end, Fresno State has talent in Darren Smith, the outstanding corner, and Phillip Thomas, the NFL pro prospect at safety. Now let's look at SMU in this ball game. If there is a quarterback that needed a coming out party, it would be Garrett Gilbert. He's going to have a huge day versus a very talented secondary in Fresno State. They're going to have to make this game a well-balanced attack. They can't make it one-dimensional. We know they can run the football with Zach Line, but that offensive line has to give Gilbert time in the pocket, and he has to be able to connect deep down the field with Jeremy Johnson and Darius Johnson. Both guys are tremendous wide receivers. So this SMU offense doesn't lack the talent. They don't lack the playmakers. They just need consistency from the QB spot and the offensive line to open up holes, not only in the running game like they do well for Zach Line, but also keeping Gilbert well protected in the pocket. Defensively for the Mustangs, the question is, can they put pressure on Derek Carr, their outstanding quarterback for Fresno State? If Marcus Hunt comes to play and utilizes athleticism to his advantage, he's a guy that's 6'8", 260 pounds, has long arms, great leaping ability. We know the back end of their defense is very talented. They are almost as talented as Fresno State. When you look at guys like Jay Scott, Kenneth Acker, those guys always are around the football. And when you talk about effective blitzers coming from the edge, both guys exemplify that. So getting pressure on Carr is the key, because we know on the back end the Mustangs can definitely hold their own versus the receiving core of Fresno State. Free safety Phillip Thomas is one of my favorite prospects in the draft. This guy has tremendous ball skills. Think Darren Sharper-like ball skills. 6'1", 215 pounds, and is also not afraid to come up and lay the hit on the ball carrier. I'm a big Zach Line fan. Zach Line provides a lot of versatility. He can play tailback, he can play fullback, he can also line up and play H-back. He's going to get pigeonholed and stereotyped because he's a white running back. They're going to instantly say he should be a fullback, but if you give this guy the football in an I-back or a single back type of situation, he can definitely carry the load. One part of the Pony Express, Eric Dickerson was an SMU legend from 79 to 82. He started his last 2 seasons at SMU, and when you look at what he was able to do on the football field, finished 3rd in the Heisman Trophy voting and was also a consensus All-American. His last 2 years, he rushed for over 3,000 yards, and that last year, 1,600 yards and 7 yards a carry. Trent Dilfer gets my vote for campus legend for Fresno State. You look at his 1993 campaign, he threw for 30 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. I don't think you understand how important and impressive that is for a guy that threw the football as much as he did. 64% of the time his passes were completed and led Fresno State to an Aloha Bowl game appearance. I like Fresno State in this ball game, and when you looked at Fresno State in the beginning of the season, you thought this was the year they were going to take a step back, but quite honestly, this team has exceeded expectations. Robbie Rouse is one of the best running backs in the country. Derek Carr has played phenomenal all season long, single-digit interceptions, so he can find the receivers and make great decisions with the football. But I've been impressed with their defense all season long, and I think they're going to come into this game, make SMU one-dimensional by taking away Zach Line and putting it all on the shoulders of quarterback Garrett Gilbert, and that's where the Fresno State secondary will take over and come away with some big plays. So look for the Bulldogs to win the 2012 Hawaii Bowl.